And we are live on a Monday. What's up, T?
What?
Oh, you're just looking at me smiling.
I don't know.
It's because you love me.
Say that.
What is up, everyone? Hope y'all are doing well. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not muted this time starting out. We are all
Or me.
right. Looks like we're good.
Me
Yeah, I didn't. One time I forgot to have T on here and it was not good. I'm trying to look for a pen too. So T, talk to me for 1 second.
All right. So if you are new here, then we are live every Monday at 7 p.m. for the Sinnersmiths live show. We are also, not we, but Josh, the third part of our trio. He goes live every Tuesday and Thursday, and then Chad and I, and sometimes Josh joins us too for post games on Saturdays. And then Josh is also out there putting extra content on Sunday. So Josh is like really the workhorse behind this. He's just really all over it. But we hope you come and enjoy our show as well. For those of you who also are unfamiliar with the Voice of College Football Network, it's not just Oklahoma. They have a lot of other channels as well. So you can check out those, especially if it's game week. You can go check out what they're saying about their own teams. Or you can just follow the Voice of College Football on all social media platforms. Lots of, they do like trivia and asking questions and just to see.
Showing our merch.
Different stuff. And yes, we do have merch. I have mine on too. Which way is my? Whoop, wrong way. This way. Up. I have on the Zeno Zone one, a touchdown Zeno. And you can go to www.vocfb.com/shop and you can get some of the merchandise there. So it's a lot of fun. They have some just basic t-shirts. They have some hats. They have the Zeno Zone merch. We have Chad has his cup here. We have koozies. So all the merchandise goes towards our channel and helping us keep the content rolling for all of you.
And upgrades, if we can, get them one day. And just, like she was saying, true professional, Tierney. Thank you very much. I was digging through everything, trying to find a pen. It's unbelievable. I have 5 million of these things, but also I got bit on my neck by something, and it looks like I have a mountain on there.
No, not me. Before someone in the comments says his wife.
That's going to be up there now. All right. Well, we're going to talk about a few things. Well, obviously, I think something happened with the quarterback during the bye week. We got some news that something happened. I don't know. Going to discuss that, what we think of Michael Hawkins becoming the quarterback, and then going to look into, I think, just some of the memes we wanted to just look at because they were hilarious. Zeno Zone today, by the way, he is now 16-9. Did you already mention that? Sorry.
I have not, no.
16-9. He went 3-2 this week. Winning record's always good, especially with a couple of those games that were pick'ems, it seemed like.
Yeah, so Penn State let him down.
Yep,
and then
Auburn, game, though. I mean,
Auburn
it's like,
let him down.
And Auburn, I mean, goodness gracious. That is interesting. I don't know who's more to blame for. Sacks and stuff are usually a combination of bad line play and holding on to the ball too much. Jackson holds on to it for a while, like for a long time. But he is getting pressured a lot too. And what's weird is, Pro Football Focus had the Auburn offensive line as like the 7th best in the country coming into the year. All 5 starters are back. All 5 of them were good. They were a good offensive line last year. And it's odd how it's just become an issue for them to kind of protect Jackson Arnold. So maybe that'll improve as the year goes on. I'm indifferent to it now, but or maybe not. And what was the final score of the A&M Auburn game? It wasn't a blowout. It was like, I honestly don't even recall. I'll have to look it up now, but
I think it was only like a score or 2 game.
Yeah, sorry.
I remember the score off the top of it. There were so many good games this weekend.
Right.
That we would like to talk about some of those as well.
Yeah.
Because it was a great week. We literally, so my brother came over too. And so it was my brother, Chad, and we didn't leave the living room basically all day except for dinner time.
Made queso was fantastic.
We decided, I was like, you guys, do you feel lazy? Do you feel like, lards for just laying? But it was a good rest.
It's one of those you got to do, man. You got to do it. So their score was 16-10. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything like they were just dominant. I mean, what's wild is the A&M offense not scoring, as much as I thought they would. Mm-hmm. But, neither here nor there. All right, John Mateer. Oklahoma can't go through a bye week without breaking some sort of news, which is both good, I guess, for content, but bad for the, vibe of the team. But John Mateer obviously has a surgery on his thumb, his throwing hand. Look, you couldn't tell during the game that it was injured. We were there in person. He grabbed his towel a couple times, but I thought it was just him wiping away. Like, you do that either as just like a tick or just something, it didn't seem like anything about him was showing that he was injured, but he will miss obviously this Saturday coming up. Hopefully he can make it back by OU Texas. We're going to get into why we think he will and why we think he won't, maybe kind of give opinions on both. Like if he does come back, why? If he doesn't, what are the thoughts there? And if he doesn't, obviously we'll see the same quarterback at OU Texas that we saw last year. And I think another interesting question I want to ask, and going into next week, we're going to have, by the way, Ghost of Texas Football is going to be joining us Monday. I know a lot of people love his work and kind of the stuff he puts out. He's going to be joining us for the Monday show to preview the Red River Shootout. And John Mateer gets injured.
Okay.
What are your thoughts initially whenever you hear it? And then kind of, we'll get into the Dr. Shin memes too, and I'll try to find some while you're talking. But it just seems like another year where Oklahoma just has like some crazy news break on a bye week and something that, of all positions, I mean, every one of them is a big loss, but quarterback, there is no more important position on the team. And,
right.
Luckily he's not gone forever, but what are your thoughts?
Right. When I first heard it, immediately, it's from 2024. I immediately just went into devastation mode. Immediately went into like, oh my gosh, like not that this season's over, but the season just got a whole lot harder. And I hope this isn't the beginning of the end for, like other players getting injured, whatever. Like I just kind of, catastrophized?
Yeah.
The word, I catastrophized it a bit. But then like the more research we did, of course, like on the doctor, other athletes who have had this similar type of surgery got a little more hopeful.
Right.
So but then I still in the back of my mind's like, but what if it happens again?
Yeah.
What if he comes back and then it happens again? Like, hopefully not. But that was just my initial thought, was just the sky is falling, Chicken Little style. Then, okay, hold on. Let's talk about this. So we, looked up, Jared Goff and then J-Dub and some other athletes that he's worked on. Who was the other one you mentioned?
Steph Curry.
Yeah,
and
there was another football player, I believe.
Steph Curry, Drew Brees.
But yeah, but there was a lot of other, athletes we mentioned. Like, okay, so it sucks. Like, it sucks anytime that your, quarterback
Heisman
gets injured.
Trophy leading, favorite.
But the fact that it doesn't seem like it's going to be the whole season feels good. However, I mean, again, we were talking about, thank God it's a bye week, and then thank God it's Kent State. Like, it couldn't have come at a better time. However, we all know that Red River rivalry is right around the corner. So it's just, I want to be optimistic about him returning, but I know that that's going to be probably like pushing it. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah.
So if he's not ready, then we ride with Hawk.
Hawk time.
If he is, then fantastic. We ride with Mateer. But regardless, I'm riding with whoever is out there for the Crimson and Green. I'm cheering for you 100%. So sorry.
No, I think I might have sabotaged you again. I had your mic pointed down the wrong way.
Anyways.
So, all right. You should be able to hear T a little bit better now. Sorry about that. No, it's sort of similar. I think really the conversation now is, the surgery went well. By the way, I just got to say, just OU Twitter just all time is just the best. Like, I don't think people knew that one guy lived in California. So people thought he bought a plane ticket and all that and flew there. I believe, at least I shouldn't say I know for a fact. I believe he actually is from there. He stays there for his work, and he was just in the area. So he made that funny video where he was reporting on scene.
Fun fact, Kobe Bryant also went to Dr. Shin.
Kobe Bryant went to Dr. Shin. Yeah, I think Jalen Williams actually mentioned that today in his presser. Yeah. But there was a lot of discussion about how fast to bring him back. Do we think he is? First off, with Michael Hawkins now stepping at the helm, I don't know if there's another team that would have a better situation if this were to happen than Oklahoma has. It does. The only thing that really is real disappointing about it, if Texas was like week 9, then I would say just rest in the next 2 weeks, or for sure the next 2 weeks. Then you can get them back for like Ole Miss. I would just if it went Kent State, South Carolina, Ole Miss instead of Kent State, Texas, South Carolina.
Gotcha.
Like I would just say rest them for because and some Texas fans say this like it's a pejorative where. They're like, I'm like, you don't rush him back. What I'm saying is, if he's ready, you don't need to have kid. If he passed all of his tests, and they do preseason grip strength tests, they do it's all the data is all there for how if that's all that. Then and he can play, then you play him. Like you just don't kid glove him. Like if he can play, you play him. That's been my whole position this whole time. And if you get there on game day and he can't, then I think we're in such a good position with Michael Hawkins not only because of his experience last year, but just the fact that he's gotten to work with Ben Arbuckle and Coach K through the spring, and getting a quarterback coach in which you're every day getting drilled in the same fundamentals. And you know this from playing basketball, those little basic things you do every day that get ingrained. Footwork, are your feet good when you're coming off the screen to shoot a shot? And those little things that seem like basics, but every day a coach is watching you do that and saying, nope, you didn't turn it up. Nope, more. And pretty soon that becomes second nature. There's things that Michael Hawkins will do better because he's just done them all year long since spring ball. And he's done them all summer, and he's done them with John Mateer and the team in fall camp, and with Arbuckle in practice. And we heard Venables, talk about even at the beginning of this year in his press conferences say, we're treating Michael Hawkins like he's going to play 80 snaps for us every Saturday because, you obviously don't want to have to do that. But yeah, if you have to, you have to. And it's in such a different position than he was in going into last year. So I think for a guy like Mateer, it is, where you're going to have him come back in, it's kind of dependent on how you feel the team is doing in terms of it. And I think a little bit of this is like, what does Texas look like against Florida? Because Florida's defense is legit. Florida's defense is pretty good. It's going to be the best defense they played since Ohio State by a mile. I'm not saying it might not be as good. Yeah, right. And we've seen Art struggle against some team. And for me, it's still just, I need to see it before I sit there and say he's going to figure it out, because I think some of the problems he has aren't things you just, and look, I could be wrong, but some of the things he's struggling with, the basic throws, the decision make, all that is hard to figure out on the fly, because you really only get better with that through experience. And it's hard because he's going to face a massive step up in defensive talent this week. And then it's going to be a tsunami of defensive talent when he faces Oklahoma, because there's only a few teams in the country that can say they have the talent level Oklahoma does on defense. Right. That's not even me being a homer.
And to be
Texas
fair,
is on that.
Michael Hawkins is going to have the same experience going
exactly
from
Kent
State, and then if he has to go into Texas, he's going to have a tsunami of a defense coming at him too. But
yes,
I'm confident enough to say that I'd be just as we've talked about it. Who's to say Michael Hawkins is not better than Jesus himself, Arch Manning?
Oh, I was like, whoa, that's getting blasphemous.
No,
I'm kidding. Yeah,
I'm just saying how they've been treating him. I mean,
that'll be a good question.
It's just, that's a good thing. Cause I've seen Michael Hawkins make deep ball passes. I've seen him run. I mean, similar to me, they could be very similar. If not Hawk be a little bit better, just from what I've seen thus far. That's not to say that's how it's going to play out, but I'm pretty confident going into, OU Texas with whomever we have there, just because at least this year, we're not down 11 starters or 9 starters, whatever it was at that time. And Hawk isn't a true freshman with no weapons around him, without an offensive line to protect him at all. Yes. Now that's also assuming our offensive line comes back and plays healthy and able to protect him. But sorry, I gotta stop reading the comments like mid talk. But it would be a very interesting matchup. We'll just put it that way. I also understand it too. Like, I really hope Mateer is back. Regardless, why would we let Texas know that he was going to come back?
Right.
I'd make sure they have to prepare for 2 quarterbacks. They have to make sure they have to go through that. Like, that's a smart game plan. Like, and I know they're going to have to put out the availability report, but that doesn't mean you have to put what is it, ready to go or whatever it is.
Yeah, you can put questionable. You can put game time.
Game time decision, questionable, whatever. Because why not?
Yeah, I mean, you don't exactly. You're not going to give them any step ahead.
How deceptive of us.
Right. And for this weekend, I think if you're looking for, if I was going to say, all right, Michael Hawkins obviously starting this weekend, what are some things that I could see? Because obviously the talent level disparity is going to be astronomical. Like, they're going to win the game by multiple touchdowns. They could probably have me go out there and start for them, and you'd win by 21 plus, because there'd be turnovers. Not the defense. It'd be a total Iowa Hawkeyes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
you thought I was talking about Texas?
Yeah,
no,
I did.
Look, John could start for Texas. We could still lose. I mean, Texas is good, man. They're good. My thing with Texas is just until their offense is, they're literally us last year. It seems they have nothing on offense, and their defense is good. But they also haven't beaten
they're not us last year, because our offense was worse.
Yeah,
because our offense was depleted last year. At least they have their dudes.
Right. So going for this weekend, if I'm someone who is if I'm Oklahoma, on the coaching staff, and I'm saying, all right, what do we want to see from Arch that will show us that he has made the improvements we believe he's made in practice and doesn't on a game day? Because there are certain things you can no matter who it's against, you can see, and it basically just come down to control of the offense, are you making the right or calls whenever defenses shift at the line? Mm-hmm. Are you layering the ball well across the middle? Are you throwing it behind? Are you on time with your receivers? We're going to get Giovanni Gibson back. He's playing this weekend. BV has already said he's in full practice, so there's literally no reason he wouldn't. And he is supposed to be our wide receiver 1. A lot of people, I don't know if they kept up with fall or spring, but when he got here, it was wide-eyed and like, oh, this dude is no wonder he had like what he did at Arkansas Pine Bluff, because he was just way too talented to be at that level, and he found his way to Oklahoma, and it looks like he found a diamond in the rough there. That's all on paper, still has to come out on the field, but
he looks the part.
Yes. And what I know, what I'm wondering is, there's going to be
twins.
There's going to be.
So are you guys twins? No,
we are. No, we're very much not.
Not related. Besides being married.
Someone mentioned, and I just wanted, because I think it ties in here with Chuck Kearney said, if we don't get a running game, a real one, we will be 9-3 at best. Look, if you don't get a running game, you're going to struggle to win more than 9 games, because some of these teams are so good defensively. You just can't rely on Mattia running it 20 times and throwing it 40.
I expect him to not continue, have to get hurt.
And yeah, I totally agree with you there, which is why you're going to have a weird balance where Jaden Knott has to get going. And I know people might be tired of hearing Jaden Knott's name. The best way I could put it was Jaden Knott has a level of ability right now that just no other running back in our room does. Until I see Taylor Tatum back out there, I don't know how much better he has gotten. He just hasn't shown anything that would make you think it's going to be comparable to what Jaden Knott's skill set was when he was healthy at California. Now, there are a multitude of things that have hurt him. I believe it's just getting to know the playbook. He wasn't here until the fall. He got hurt, didn't get to participate in fall camp. And I think he just didn't, for whatever reason. You hear a lot, like John Mateer said in one of his post-practice interviews, he got here late. He just hasn't gotten as close with us. He's not as close as the other players. He goes, not that he's not our friend, but we're just still getting to know him.
Kind of saying he's just a step behind in every way.
Yeah, it's. I think there's just a lot that he kind of has to get better at. And you have a bye week, and then there is something to be said for just put him in the game. And I don't care if he messes up, especially the second half whenever you have a backup QB in, because he's going to mess up on some pass blocking. I'm sure you just don't want Hawkins to get hit hard or something stupid like that. And let him make the mistake. Let him learn on the fly. The best teacher's experience. Like, you can do it in practice, but until you're under the lights and you against people you don't know, you got to make those mistakes to learn. And I want him to make them Saturday, because I've said this multiple times. The one thing that I will say over and over is that as good as Torrey Blaylock and these guys are, John Mateer, if Oklahoma is going to be a national championship team, Jay Knott has to be not only your future back, he has to become a household name in college football. He has to do what Ahmad Aubrey's do, or the Missouri running back. I forgot his name. The Missouri running back. I don't want to beat my brain about it, but he has to become that if you want to be a national championship legit contender. He's the only running back I see right now that has the talent, that has done it at the Division I level. Torrey Blaylock's a great runner, but he is a true freshman. He has limitations. Jay Knott has all the ability in the world, and I'll just say, we have talked to people that would know. I'll just say would know. And again, I'm not an insider. You can believe me or not believe me. It's indifferent in my opinion. But it's very clear who the most talented player in the room is. It's not even really up for debate. The issue is that he's getting in his head a little bit. He's a little bit apparently soft with a little bit of the dog in him. They want him to be more about, but a lot of that comes from, if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to be aggressive. Like in my job, I'm still learning a lot of stuff, and it's hard to just be super confident in everything you're doing, because you don't want to mess up. And if you do mess up, the ramifications. Or you're
second guessing, and so then you're a step too late.
Yeah, and you're slow. It makes you hesitant. Right. You don't look like you're aggressive.
Jonathan has a comment here. He said none of that explains his lack of effort. And
fair enough.
We do agree to an extent. We did mention, I believe, in our last post game, that there were several blocks he didn't even attempt to block, or didn't even attempt to hit somebody. He just looked like a matador.
Matador.
Matador. Yeah.
Like John too.
Yeah. It just. Yes, we know it. We agree with that, which again goes back to, is that not knowing the playbook? Is that being upset you're not coming in when you quote unquote think you should? So you're just not going to give it. Well, what do you think that's going to me? It's like, what do you think is going to happen? If you're not going to give effort for the minutes you're giving, why would they trust you out there with more?
Right.
Like if my husband gave me $5 and said, and then like I go and just, spend it all when they're like, I should have kept $1. You're not going to give me more money.
Right.
I can't show it proof. That was a very weird example, as if my husband gives me an allowance. It's not like that.
Keep it book every week too.
But I mean, just saying, like,
I know what you
was
mean.
thinking, my thought went to that biblical story of like they give the money to the people and like
Yeah.
he doesn't give more to those who don't believe it. No, anyways, or to those who don't do stuff with it. But that was our issue with that.
Yeah.
Because definitely, because I think I made the example. I 100% not was never the biggest girl on the basketball court by
Mhm.
any means. But if my coach told me to set a screen, I'm setting a freaking screen.
Right.
I'm probably going to get ran over, but I'm that's what I'm going to do, and that's always been my
Put me in on
mindset.
that.
Which is why Javonte Barnes is getting the snaps that he's getting. You don't see him do that. You don't see him not putting a body on somebody or at least attempting to make a block
Mhm.
when he should. Like you're not seeing that.
Right.
Which is why he's getting those minutes.
Mhm.
So
No,
it's just a interesting.
No, I agree. And I think the reason why I think it's more so he just isn't confident in what he's doing is if you go back and watch what he was before, and again, you don't know how much is him not wanting to get injured in a practice or him not wanting to risk, re-injuring the what's wrong with him now, but you just see how he ran before, and he was aggressive. He didn't shy away from contact. He wasn't worried about injury, and maybe that is in his head. And Chuck makes a good point here again about we can't go off of what he used to be. We have to go off what he is now. I agree. I just my only thing it would be until I really know what he is now, and I don't know. I can't really judge him until I feel like he has had sufficient time to just understand everything and be like, look, at some point, if you don't have it figured out now, we have to move forward with the guys we know are going to be here.
Mhm.
And maybe if like Robinson did last year, you come on in week 8 or whatever, then good. But we can't if he's not getting a lot of work against Kent State, and they made the decision to maybe he's going to redshirt this year and go somewhere next year or come back next. I don't know.
That's been what my thought. That's what's going to happen. I could almost guarantee if he does not take a snap against Kent State, he's redshirting because that would be the 4 games. He's played every game, at least one snap, I believe, thus far. Yeah, because he was on kickoff and then he took a few random snaps. So I think he's played in every game. So that was my thought. I was like, I'll be looking for him, and I'm going to assume that if he doesn't play, that's going to be my thought, that he's going to be redshirting.
It'd be if he doesn't play against Kent State, you can pretty much put a bow on the whole Jaden Ott experience, I think, for at least this year. Maybe he's like, I need a year to just figure everything out and if you're Oklahoma, you gave him a lot of money. You'll have him back next year for sure. It is frustrating that you haven't seen it yet, unless he wants to go somewhere else. And it is what it is at that point. But look, it's not like I know people are going to be upset about him. Look, there was a reason he was a first round graded talent. There's a reason every college wanted him. We got him over Georgia. We got him over a lot of teams that wanted him badly. So it's there. All I'm saying is that in an ideal world, I guess I'm trying to say, is that you would have him become a guy that you can rely on consistently, and he figures it out. Yep. So a couple comments here I just want to get to. Would love to see Dad uses Chad T. Who's the O-line? 1982 Boomer Sooner says, who's the O-line the O-lineman that Bedenball or Wilson have that's going to go out for a pass like the Bama O-line the other night? Ideally, it would be Eddie Pierre-Louis. I think that'd be money.
Is that who ran the 100 meter in high school?
EPL ran the 100 meter in high school and for a race once. Now I don't know if he won or anything, but
he was booking it.
He was booking it. He can move. He's not 369 pounds like Caden Proctor is for Bama, but he is a big dude. That'd be awesome. That was brilliant, by the way. I thought that was really cool. Another play I liked yesterday was the Eagles play when they did the quick little pitch out to the side to their tight end for a touchdown against the Bucks. That was a pretty sweet one. I hope Arbuckle saw that. That'd be a good little goal line play. But believe and be saved today says, I want Kanik to be the main part of this offense, not a side piece. Look, he's our leading receiver. I think that they know he's pretty much a mismatch for everybody. I still think that there's always, until you reach the main kind of meat of your schedule, it's hard to really say who will and won't be a focus. I think that if there's one player they are going to continue to get the ball to is Kanik, and they need to get him some tuds. That's the only thing he doesn't have is a touchdown this year, which is weird to say. Obviously, if the throw is a little, it's one of those in Michigan game. Michigan's the one where he was barely missed it in the corner. Is Michigan Mateer has a guy on him. He's fading away while he throws it, and Kanik's just barely out of his outstretched arms. So that was tough on him. But other than that, it's been kind of tough for him to really get touchdowns or besides just big games. And I would say
against the Auburn game, there are plenty of times he was wide open over the middle that he wasn't looked at or targeted. Right. And to me, some of that potentially does go back on Mateer's injury because I don't know if he trusted himself to make the throw.
Yeah.
Like, because it was, deeper, if you will. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So part of me is like, oh, that can make sense why when Kanek was like wide open, but it was 30, 35 yards, maybe not that much, but it was like further than Satanga was or Burks, why it didn't seem like he got targeted. But I agree. I think Kanek's doing so great, and I want him to be targeted more as well. But again, like Chad said, we're just now really getting into the nitty gritty. So we don't know really what's been saved, who they want to who they want to prove or get more experience for going forward. Nathan also mentions the fake tush push counterplay was a good play the Eagles did yesterday. That was also good. It got everybody.
This weekend, Kent State game, by the way, is going to be a throwback jersey. It's going to they're honoring the 1985 national championship team, so there'll be a lot of the former players and stuff that we'll see.
Like the 50.
19. Well, it might be 50. I don't know. The jersey's throwback. I'm just saying they're honoring the 85 team this weekend.
But I think the jerseys are from
they're
from the 50s.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so that's where we
Did I say 85?
Well, you said throwback jerseys and they're honoring. So like I took it as a throwback jersey where they're honoring the 80s. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're from the 50s.
Yeah. I think they're the 55, whatever. But I mean, I'm good. Clarify. I'm sure that other people heard that. We're like, what?
You look. Some of you like them. I personally am not a fan. They look like Nebraska. It's the wrong red. That's my, I think, biggest issue with them is the red. They're not crimson.
Yeah.
But they look sharp, and if the players like them, sure, whatever.
Let's go to. Do you want to do the SHIN memes now, or do you want to do that and then Zeno Zone, and we can talk about some of the other games that popped up? Some of the games from last week. Okay. Hold on. Decommits from. Sorry, I'm looking at a decommitment from Oklahoma State that just happened.
Shocker.
Landon Anderson decommits from Oklahoma State. Interesting.
Never seen a Landon with an E like that.
Oh yeah, real quick, what did you think of the Mike Gundy deal?
It's going to be weird because honestly, take this for how you will. Mike Gundy is Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Like I'm 100% sure that man actually does bleed orange, and so it's going to be weird not seeing him on the sideline and just not seeing him a part of Oklahoma State in that sense. But I understand that it had to be done. However, I'm not really sure who you're going to get in. Like, until you get your NIL going, and like I have a cousin, he is a diehard OSU fan. He's like, nobody donates. So he's along the same lines. Like, who's going to come to this program? And then beyond that, he's in this day and age, like you need the money. He's like, and nobody's donating. Like T-Boone it's not a thing anymore. Like, he ain't around anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's where I think it's going to be a little bit difficult. Now, I will say where Gundy, and we've talked about it, where he messed up is not going to the portal because he didn't think this was going to last. So maybe they have the funds and just never used it or just never went, whatever it is. But I understand why it had to happen. I think it's weird that they waited until Tuesday, Wednesday to fire him, not like Sunday.
Yeah.
That was strange. It's going to cost them a crap ton of money. Yeah, I mean, it's what, 15 million buyout? 15 million buyout for him.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking about Sam Pittman.
Then you also have to include all the other coaches that they're potentially firing, or when they bring in their new coach, who wants to bring in other people. Like, you're gonna have to, pay that new coach another salary. So there's millions more. Then you're gonna pay all the new coaches $1 million more, plus any buyouts for any of the coaches that are getting replaced. You're gonna have to look for the money in the portal for guys, or you're gonna have to spend more money to retain any players. For a team that's already supposedly short on NIL or, the funds, that's a lot of money that they're, taking a risk for. But I get it. I mean, I understand it. And it is going to be weird not seeing Gundy. And he is, I think, part of the NIL era. There was no coach that did more with less.
Yeah, dude. He was a fantastic developed talent
coach,
like
honestly.
a mother. Yeah.
And you can't take that away from him. He was a good coach. So winning as coach in Oklahoma State history.
On Sports Animal says Nathan McCullum. Kale said Mike is going to go coach somewhere and he's going to go with him. That'd be cool if you saw them together. Kale Gundy also just says a lot of things. I don't know how much of it actually comes to fruition, but that'd be cool to coach with your brother wherever he goes. Was T-Boone buried with his money like Scrooge McDuck? No, I don't think so. Kanek for Heisman. It's a great name, by the way. And I know you're kidding, by the way. Man, it is wild how one guy just had so much influence or impact like T-Boone did on there. But if his brother is going, we should bring him to OU. Our running backs were solid back in the day, but you never know. Starting with defensive coordinator. I like our D coordinator. I'm good with Venables doing it.
Oh
He's
no,
done a pretty good job.
I think he means that they also just fired the D coordinator.
Oh, my bad.
So he was also let go. So that's another buyout you potentially have to do.
Well, buyouts basically you can just double the amount, and that's how much the total cost will be, because people forget that it's not just the buyout; it's the buyout for you, it's the buyout for the entire coaching staff, because they're gonna have, especially if you're at a big time program, they're gonna have to go hire another coach that is under contract. There, you're gonna have to pay his buyout. He's gonna want his own staff, so you're buying all that buyout to the staff he brings. A good rule of thumb is just double the amount, and that's about how much the total cost will be. That's why when people last year idiotically wanted Brent Venables fired. By the way, I hope we make the playoff. Oh, you talk about a show that's going to be receipts. T may not even talk the whole time, because I'm just going to be over here telling everybody how wrong they were if you said Brent Venables should be fired. Because if there's one thing I love, it's my wife. If there's another thing I love, Jesus. The third thing I love is being right, which it is looking
right there.
Hold on. Which right now it's looking like I'm going to be right on this. There we go. And y'all, it was highly unlikely I was wrong. I just hope we beat Texas, and I hope we make the playoff, because it is going to be a receipt show. Look at that. Stacey says it right whenever I said it. That's hilarious, Stacey. Reading my mind.
That's funny.
And,
can I put the sign down?
Yeah,
For those
I didn't know you were
who
going to hold
are
it the whole
listening
time,
to us and not looking at it, the sign does say, I may be wrong, but it's highly unlikely.
Yep.
And I may or may not have bought this for him.
Yep. I may be wrong. I'm just saying it might not. It's highly unlikely. It'll be a fun show. I can't wait. So, if that happens, great. If not, we'll just act like I never said anything. So, what else what did we want to go talk about next? I just lost my train of thought whenever I thought about the receipt show.
The Zeno zone,
AP
Dr.
poll,
SHIN.
that's right.
Some of the
Dr.
last
SHIN
things
memes would be kind of tough.
You'd have to look at it. You can't.
Actually, Travis Davidson right here just did a collage. We'll just look at some of these. Obviously, everybody knows that Dr. SHIN went rather viral for Oklahoma Twitter. I got to say, it was one of my favorite days of all time for OU Twitter, by the way. That was fantastic. That was great work.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah, good job. Give yourself a hand. Here's some of the best memes we thought, or I think. Royal Flush, Sooner Magic with Dr. SHIN. That one's hilarious.
The Sooner Magic with Dr. SHIN is the Indiana Jones. When he replaces the golden statue with like a heavy sack.
That's good.
It's good stuff.
I forgot all about that movie. That's terrible. I don't know what this is, but that's funny.
It's just him on a couch
with wine, with ice in it.
The OU in the background. We got him holding up the Heisman Trophy.
The play like a champion today cracked me up when I first saw it.
Someone else had operate like a champion today.
Yeah.
Him, of course, with the golden hat on. Him replaced with Barry Switzer after the national championship game. Him leading out of the tunnel.
Where's your? I liked yours, T. That had him in Heisman Park. That was awesome. I gotta go find it. The team made one where he had his own statue in Heisman Park. It was funny. Dude, another one. What was his name?
I like the one. Somebody put it. It was the Spider-Man meme when he puts the glasses, and it's like Michael Jordan. Then he puts the glasses on again, and then it's Dr. SHIN. Basically, he's calling him the GOAT.
Oh yeah,
that was a good one.
All right. Well, I don't know if this would.
Keep going.
Sorry, it's not the best. Wait, are you in this, T?
I am. Yes.
You're in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Your Heisman Park one is.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. I didn't know that. You know what to do, Dr. SHIN.
Him.
Oh, let's just share the picture.
Here we go.
How about that?
Him leading or the schooner, leading the schooner, driving the schooner, steering the schooner. Let's see. Yeah, Travis Davidson. You know what to do, Dr. SHIN. Play like a champion.
That's awesome. Dr. SHIN, October 4th, if John Mateer surgery goes well. Leading the team. Reports say construction is underway in Norman. Dr. SHIN. Look at that. That's awesome. It's a Heisman. Dr. SHIN. I got to zoom in a lot so you can see it. I think that's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty funny. Look, there's his name.
I couldn't. The words weren't working for me, so that's the best I could do. We're leaving reviews like on his page, like 5-star reviews for his business. It's absolutely golden. We play at 3:00, Marcus. But man, I mean, literally leaving reviews and being like, "Good job, Doc. Like, way to take care of our boy. Like, fantastic. Thanks for saving my dog. Like, from a fire. Like, just such dramatic things, and it's been awesome. We definitely.
I wish I could
Sooner
find the
Twinner
one.
went all out. It was pretty awesome.
I wish I could find the one where that guy said they say you don't know hands, Shin.
Somebody did make the joke that was like,
That was
Dr.
fantastic.
SHIN not being a leg doctor seems like a missed opportunity.
Ooh,
And that was pretty
that's
funny,
good. That's pretty
honestly. Todd Bates
Why?
got involved. Coach Bates said, like, what'd he say? He put SHIN in sudden healing. Oh, he made it like a like NASA. What are those called?
What?
Anagram? No.
My bad.
So he like took Dr. SHIN's name and said like
Mnemonic?
Mnemonic, yeah. But mnemonics are like sentences.
Mnemonics are like sentences, yeah.
Yeah, maybe an anagram.
Anagrams are like letters that make up word.
Yeah, so like NASA is like okay. Yeah, somehow healed in no time. Yes, Jonathan, thank you. That's what he did. SHIN somehow healed in no, then put time.
That's awesome. Yeah, Coach Bates did that.
Yeah, I love Coach Bates. I think he's so funny. He's got a good personality. I really like him.
He's awesome. Those are just some memes. We thought it was funny, lighthearted. So let's got a couple games and let's get to Zeno Zone. I'll just pull up my phone here. Like you said, there's so many good ones. I want to say this. I almost tried to find the clip, but I was busy at work. Trinidad Chambliss, he went up against a good defense. I know the LSU offense right now looks like they're playing with one eye. But, man, Trinidad's good, man. I hope y'all saw it. He's the quickest. With the Washington quarterback is really fast too, but he's so tiny. Trinidad's not a big guy.
We're also stupid. It's an acronym.
Acronym. What is an anagram? What was I thinking of an anagram?
I don't know.
Well, it's real life research.
Pathologists should know this, huh?
Yeah, well, it's all good. It's like the old rules in algebra. You kind of just forget them if you don't say them enough. Acronym. Anyways, Trinidad Chambliss is a beast, man. He's very good.
Okay. No, yeah, that's what that is. Anagram is a word that's formed by rearranging
the words,
letters and other words. I read a whole book about some kid having weird anagrams. Like that was like a special talent he had. He like loved making anagrams out of words and sentences. Thank you, Harmony. She's like, I'm not even in the chat, but you idiots need to know what an acronym is. It's been a while. So anyways, continue with the game.
I don't know. Just interrupted my whole point.
Trinidad. That he's pretty good.
I don't know what I was saying. Hold on. Talk about need to know things. I was just talking about like Trinidad was as good as I think I thought he was, which is encouraging.
It's pretty shifty.
Yeah, he's very good. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so like the weekend started off phenomenal. On Friday night, you had Virginia upsetting Florida State, which, by the way, I'm not pro field.
We'll get back to the LSU one. I have points on it.
Okay, I'm not pro field storming, but like I do understand it. I'm not pro because I think that it puts a lot of people at risk to get really injured, where like the school could be liable. For instance, I'm pretty sure the Florida State player and the Virginia player both got trampled because it was the fastest field storming of all time, which is pretty crazy. I also, which y'all probably saw it, I tweeted out, there's that picture of the random dude that probably doesn't have an athletic bone in his body flipping off the Florida State quarterback. I hate that because if you saw him in the street, you wouldn't be brave enough to do that, but he couldn't do that. So I hate that because like, talk about it, be about it. Like don't do something because somebody can't do something to you in that moment. That's weak. And so I don't like that. But I understand like the hypeness, like you just upset a ranked team, like a highly ranked team. I understand it. It is unsafe, but fantastic game nonetheless. We were definitely, I don't want to say rooting for Virginia, but it's hard not to root for the underdog unless of course it's OU playing against somebody that's trying to upset them. Followed by Arizona State taking down TCU.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we were up late that night because we could not turn off the TV because the games were so phenomenal. Let's think. Penn State, Oregon State. Very boring game.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it like it's boring. I'm not sure.
Penn State, Oregon?
Yes.
I think you said Oregon State.
Sorry.
Penn State, Oregon.
I probably did say Penn State, Oregon State. Penn State, Oregon was boring.
The ending was pretty interesting.
The ending was great, but up until like the fourth quarter, holy cannolis.
Dude, these James Franklin.
And I don't know if I don't know.
Stats.
And again, I go back to there's like, oh, it's a defensive battle. Was it? Was it though, or was like the offense is just not that great? Like I don't know, but the ending phenomenal. Great ending to that game. Alabama Georgia, of course, was another one. Kirby Smart just can't
Hold
get
on.
it done.
Pause. Going back to Penn State. Listen to these stats.
Okay.
James Franklin at Penn State is 1-15 against top 5 opponents, 4-21 against top 10 opponents, 15-30 against top 25 opponents, and 4-17 versus Michigan and Ohio State. Whoa.
Oof.
That's crazy. Dang.
I will say it. I mentioned last year, and I got a little bit of flack for it. I said when I saw Penn State in the college football playoff and watched them play, I was like, they're not that good. I don't
Very, very.
I don't see the appeal.
There's no explosiveness to their offense.
No,
There's
and
nothing to it.
I kind of got some flack. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I was fine with Penn State being in it," and that's fine. But they were still boring, and I don't think that they were I don't think they were good, which they didn't get very far. So I stand by what I said. But this just proves they don't win big games.
They've always struggled too with having a good offense, like an electric, explosive offense. It's just and
Right.
Aller was highly recruited out of high school. He was, has a great arm. He might tread well. He might transfer well to the NFL. But in college, it's weird. He's just not really clicking, for whatever reason. So that was the Penn State game.
Then
that was just a point about it.
Alabama Georgia, Kirby Smart, which I said against everybody else, he's like 63-3 since 2020, I believe somebody put, and then since 2020 against Alabama, he was like 1-5.
What'd you say about Kirby?
I said against everyone else, Kirby Smart. Against Alabama, Kirby dumb. Like I mean, again, everything's clear in hindsight, but the fact you didn't kick the points to tie the game blows my mind, because it's not like Alabama was just running all over you. Like you could have held it.
I think that's what was the most shocking, is that it's not like Alabama hadn't scored the entire second half.
Yes.
So you had figured, and people not Kirby. I mean, Kirby, say what you deal. He's obviously a great coach. Look what he shut them down the second half. He went inside, made adjustments, said they didn't score again.
Right.
So your offense obviously was still struggling to really get a lot going, but Alabama's defense is just, by the way, it looks like they found the dog again, which is not encouraging for everyone that has to play them in the future. And those that don't, luckily. But Ty Simpson looked good. Ty Simpson, before I say he is up there in the Heisman list of who I would take. John Mateer is still the best quarterback in the SEC. It's for me not much of a debate right now. Until Ty Simpson does it consistently, I will still be a little reserved. People forget that first drive at Florida State, he looked like an All-American. The first quarter even, he looked unbelievable, and he just struggled after that. So, you go to Georgia, you win a game there. That's never going to be taken away from you. That's an awesome win. You still, you were in the ball well. There's a lot of things that happened that went your way. Georgia drops a touchdown pass right in his hands. I cannot believe he dropped that. It boggles my mind how wide receivers at that level drop passes that wide open. But
they're human. They're human.
They are. I mean, that is just, and he was a freshman, but dude, man, you got to make plays.
And I understand. Like, this is where I kind of get upset. It was like, oh, the analytics say go for it. Well, that's a computer. Computers don't account for energy.
Vibes.
They don't account for vibes. They don't account for, to me, like the common sense side of it. Right. You know what I mean? So like when you have been struggling already to score, but you have held them scoreless, why would you not tie the game, hope you hold them scoreless again, and then you can go for the lead. Right. Then you can go for the win, because there's plenty of time left. It's just very strange decision, and maybe I'm not really a risk taker. Maybe I'm more of a play it safe person, but that would have been a field goal all day, every day.
Now I would love to be in the room and know what the read is or what the play design was. There's no way they designed it to have LT Overton one-on-one with their running back. That was that guy. There's just no way. And for whatever they messed up, man, they picked a bad time to mess up, because it was a horrible. I will say this: Georgia defensively lacks a lot up front, which is wild for me to say. They don't have a dominant defensive lineman,
honestly, or a guy that can. In general, was very.
They got a lot of speed. They're still very fast.
Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad. It's just when you think of Georgia defenses, to me, I was like, this is very lacking.
Yeah. And for me, what Georgia's always been good at is they were great at getting pressure with either their 3 down linemen or maybe 4. Now it's like they're struggling to get pressure with 4 or 5, which is just not them at all. So until they figure that back out, and really can kind of start becoming dominant up front on the defensive line, they're going to struggle to stop team. And to Kirby's credit again, he did shut them down the second half. A lot of the damage was done the first half. So, it's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Mississippi State, applause to you guys. Took it down to the wire against Tennessee. That was a fantastic game as well.
Oh, sorry. This comment that was relevant to last. Not that I disagree with you, but it's from Tyler Maverick, because that might be a nickname or something. I don't know. Not that I disagree with you, but I don't know that the gap is far between Simpson and Material. That's fair. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm 100%. The end all be. It's just my opinion. But
Trinidad Chambliss is up there too.
Trinidad Chambliss is really good to me. I think he's very good.
Trying to think. Georgia Tech sneaks by Wake Forest.
I interrupted your point. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Illinois
versus no. You said Mississippi State.
Mississippi State took it down to took it to overtime with Tennessee.
How about them?
Yeah,
they're not going to be an easy win as much of a walkover as they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Levy, give them credit, man. They're playing, like they're fighting. They have a little bit of we say belief.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was another fun game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois beat USC.
Mm-hmm.
Not mad at that at all. In typical Lincoln Riley team fashions, you score with leaving a minute and 50 seconds left,
something
less than 2 minutes left. And the defense can't even hold them from driving the length of the field.
Well, and people, get mad at that. That's one of those where it's not a video game to me. Like, I get people are like, well, just hold the ball and then score. You're not guaranteed to score. When you're down and you need more than a field goal, it's hard to just say when you have a touchdown. By the way, it was a great throw and catch. It's not like it's guaranteed he's even going to make the catch.
Also, people act like they wasted. You left a minute and a half, my dude.
Yeah.
A minute and a half. You know the odds of somebody driving the field in a minute and a half?
They got to be low.
Like you had to get four. You had to get four.
Higher against USC, but
you had to get 4 stops.
Minute 55 when Mekhi Lemon caught the touchdown.
Okay, so less than 2 minutes.
I thought Jaden Maava played a good game. 364 passing yards, 30 for 43.
And like you said, though, they had to have a touchdown. This wasn't we could just kick the field goal. And when you start playing to try to run the clock off in those type of situations, it's when you slow. Excuse me. When you slow yourself, that's when you're actually not going to score now because you're not being aggressive. You're trying to work the clock.
Right.
That's hard, guys. But
someone asked how many points Georgia allowed when they played Tennessee. Georgia won that game 44-41 against Tennessee.
Overtime, too.
In overtime, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Notre Dame spanked Arkansas, which Sam Pittman lost his job.
Spanked him so bad, yeah. Pittman lost his job. Fun fact about that firing, I don't know if you saw it just real quick.
BYU snuck it out in Colorado. I did not finish
helped my
watching that
pick'ems.
game. I fell asleep.
If you didn't see the information about Sam Pittman at Arkansas's buyout, they paid him $9.8 million for his buyout. He has a weird clause. It goes back to 2021, where at the time of his firing, if he has a winning record, they pay him $9.7 million. They had to pay him $9.7 million then. Arkansas paid the $9.8 million buyout since Pittman was above 500 since 2021. If they'd have waited till he had a losing record, the buyout would have been $6.9 million.
How many games would that have been?
3. What had they won? Oh. Wait. How many? What is their record?
I don't know.
I'm saying that like I just knew for a fact. They're 2-3.
But
2 more games.
Arkansas friends.
That's brutal. I mean, I hate it for them.
Arkansas friends. His reply was Arkansas football irrelevant. Can't even fire someone correctly.
It is brutal. I hate
love our Arkansas fans. Our friends. They're honest. But man, it was a fantastic week of football, and there were so many games too. Like we had 2 TVs on, and still felt like we needed a third.
Yeah, no joke.
And normally we would have told my brother to bring it. We just didn't even think to have the third hookup there. But man, it was just a fun week, good week to sit in your PJs and
relax
and chill. But anyways,
all right. Well, Zeno Zone.
We can get into Zeno Zone.
Awesome. There is he went what last week?
3-2.
3-2. And I mean, pretty good for the pick'em games that we had. All right. Share sound. Let me make sure. Boom.
Just let us know if you can hear it. Ooh, get rid of us
not good.
Entirely.
Spotlight. Boom. All right. We go full screen here. Then boom. That's awesome.
Yeah. So for those of you who again are not watching but you're listening, he picked Florida over Texas.
Mhm.
So I mean,
There you go.
I think he thinks the Florida's offense going to figure it out. He picked Alabama over Vandy. It's in Tuscaloosa this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I could see Tuscaloosa. I could see Alabama. Oh, we're gone. I could see Alabama.
Oh, whoa. The heck?
You know, getting revenge for last year after they got, you know, embarrassed by Vandy. He picked Miami over FSU. Again, not a bad pick. Tyler disagrees. He says he thinks FSU beats Miami Saturday.
Hey, fair.
Hey, that's fair. I think that's a good. I don't think there's a wrong pick there because I also think FSU just got embarrassed, so they're gonna have a little fire in their butts.
Yeah.
Let's
not use that one.
Sorry.
Tyler, by the way,
he picked Texas Tech over Houston, and then of course he picked us over Kent State. So
I was worried about the Kent State one when I saw that.
he said,
Man.
"I love the Vandy Bama with hesitation."
Yeah,
I did too. I looked at Chad's like, because Chad doesn't watch these until we get them, and so I said, "This one's a good one," because he'll look back and forth.
Tyler, stay on if you want. Next week we're gonna have Ghost of Texas football on to preview and just talk about the OU Texas game. So share it with some of your Texas fans. We always appreciate whenever people stop in that don't usually, and appreciate kind of the comments back and forth. We got, if you saw any other Zeno Zone stuff, by the way, my bad. If you saw, T and I announced we're having a baby boy. We'll be here in March. On my father-in-law, her dad's birthday is right now the due date. My mom's birthday is the 23rd.
Which was our original due date.
Then
I moved it up 3.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's going to be right around that time. We're pretty excited about it. And thank you all for all the prayers, everyone that's kind of reached out. It's very much appreciated. Hopefully it goes without saying. We would respond to everybody, but we're blessed enough that is not really a viable thing to do with our time. So
yeah,
we just want to say thank you.
We got a lot of questions. I'm going to address it because I probably put out a tweet too, or I guess I can just clip this. Got a lot of questions asking Chad how many takes it took for him to sink that putt. Well, for those of you who don't know, Chad is a college golfer, or was a college golfer.
Used to be, yeah.
So he still has some game. Doesn't play as much anymore. So honestly, we got out there at 6:40. We left by 7, and that's not even because he couldn't make a putt. It was because for like petty, like small things. Like one time, Chad didn't like how his shorts look. One time, I didn't like how my dress looked. Honestly, I messed up a lot, like getting the ball out of the hole because I didn't want you to see any color until I put it down. So I had to retake it a few times because of that. And then we got a pretty good take, and I was like, hey, why don't we just see if we can get a take without any cars coming by, which ended up being the trickiest part because we had to watch for the traffic and be like, go, 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 go.
And they were Bermuda greens too. For golfers, they'll know that's annoying.
Overall, though, I mean,
20 minutes?
20 minutes is how long it took us. And we really got a sink and a putt on the second try. We just decided we wanted to make it even better and try to, be quote unquote perfect. So I think the reason we redid it is because I was like, oh no, like you can see the blue through my hand when I pick it up. Yeah. So that's why we redid it. And so, but anyways, awesome. It did not take us that long to get that video done.
Also, shout out Tyler. It looks like he said, I have a baby girl coming in March. Congrats, all. Congrats, man. Prayers that everything goes smoothly and healthily and it goes well.
We have a show your announcement.
Oh, okay. We'll do that real quick.
We can. And if you haven't seen it, somehow it's gone mini viral.
The views are insane on it. It's got like 1.2 million views.
Yeah, so apparently you guys liked it.
Apparently my computer won't work now because
but we really have appreciate all the support. And I say I hope nobody's ever offended because like I'll say thank you to some people, but then not others. And it's not because like I don't want to say thank you to everybody. It's just I want people to know I'm appreciative, but also I understand if I say thank you to I think if I say thank you to everyone.
Sorry.
I think if I say thank you to everyone, it's just gonna spam other people's feeds essentially. So I try to just know though, really, like we really do appreciate all the congratulations, all the well wishes, all that stuff, all the prayers if you are the praying type. So
October. Good. Oh, it's a fantastic. Should have gone with that. It's fantastic for the someone Bob 41TX. October is a fantastic title that we could have used. Maybe we will if it's OU Texas that week. Where is the? There it is. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to find the vid. There you go.
I don't like how you.
Sorry. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Trying to find the vid. What was wrong with the vid? Is that a weird thing?
It's just because you're a boy saying vid.
Vid? I didn't know that was is that more of a female thing?
Anytime guys like cut sounds like adorbs. Totes.
Preach.
Ugh. No, please stop. It's very TikTok generation of you.
We were saying that back when I was in college. Add to scene and scene. All right, here it is if you haven't seen it. Wait, let me mute us.
Before I can thank you for everything, God, I'm still counting my blessings. Oh, that you've done in my life. Before I can thank you.
Just want to point out the end over end roll right here on the line with the golf ball. Struck square in the face. Oh. T, though, came up with the idea for that. That was all her. Give her total credit for that. It was a really, really cool thing. So glad it went that smoothly. Toad.
He also said Baker Boomer Smith. Everybody, so the baby name is Baker, right? No, but we know somebody else who is also having a baby boy born in March that is naming them Baker, but we won't say who.
Tyler asked that question you talked about. I don't know if it's the first try. I made it pretty consistently though. The thing that took the longest is they were
you
like,
made it the second time. I looked back at our deletes. You missed it the first time, but that was more our practice shot to make sure the lighting was right. So I don't even know if you cared so much. But then you made it the second time. But that's when I messed up. Like again, out there 20 minutes, and that was between like us like watching it, analyzing it. Okay, maybe we should do this differently. I don't like how my dress looks. This, that, or the other. But
could y'all see us now? Can't see you. Someone said.
She just sold you out. No, I didn't know. I mean, there was how far was that putt?
Like 10 feet maybe?
Yeah, I was gonna go 12 because I took 4 steps to get to you.
Bring your video back, Chad. It's showing it's up there. That's weird. Hold on. Okay, so it should be up there.
From our end, it shows we're up here.
All right, now I think we're good.
No, Chad definitely made more putts than he missed. Yeah, it was pretty easy overall. Somebody did make a comment. The child would be 4 by the time I made that putt.
That's awesome.
That was funny.
Awesome.
But it's been nice. Like, thanks for the sharing it and all that. Do we have any others? If you're asking us what their name is, we don't know his name yet. We haven't really talked about it. We will eventually. Tyler says,
I just like non-biased people. Yeah. I watched y'all last year. Oh, nice. Oh, I think I remember your name popping up now that I think Tyler remember. I don't want to talk about OU and Texas laugh out loud. Belt to A. My mother's watching. I can't read that even at 33. It's coming. We trash anyone otherwise thinks otherwise and not watching the games. Yeah, I hope it's a good game, man. I really do.
I don't. I hope it's a terrible game for you and you hate every second of it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you're right. But Tech, man, I try to be as non-biased as I can. Texas's defense is as I've always said, like, I think I would take OU's defense over anybody's. I think Texas fans could say that about their defense. Their defense is very good. I think Georgia or Ohio State fans could say the same thing. If you're in the if you're able to say that like legitimately, then your defense is good enough to win any game you're in. So I'm worried that if Hawkins, I'm worried that if Arch and Hawkins, assuming Hawkins it goes like it did, like it could be a 6-3 game, 9-3 game. But I think he's going to be a lot better. I think Arch is going to figure it out too. They're talented people. It'll be a good game. So, as we always say, thank you all so much for watching. It means a lot that you take time out of your evenings to at least listen to us rumble for a little bit, ramble, I guess.
It looks like we got 730 watching between all of our platforms, so that feels good. We really do appreciate it. We didn't think we'd have 10 people watching whenever we started, so this feels really good to have your support. Again, join us back on Saturday. We will do a post game. I'm not sure how in depth the post game to Kent State will be, but we will be here. Josh will be here tomorrow night at 7. He'll be back Thursday at 7.
And he's posting a lot of great content on our channel.
He's posting so much good
He's
content.
had a couple of videos have like 10K views the last 2 days.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
He's doing a lot of good stuff. We're glad to have him because he makes us look so much better.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But go ahead and follow us both on social medias, especially we have X and Twitter at Chad P. Smith _ and then at Tyranny _ Kristen. Follow the Voice of College Football as well as Oklahoma at the Voice of College Football on X as well as you can follow on Instagram, TikTok, I think all the things really. Like Stacy always likes to remind everybody, like the video. It'll give you 3 seconds. Just go ahead and like it now. It really would help us so much.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Thank you. You can share the video. That also is fantastic. Subscribe to our channel. And really, one of the best things you can do too is when we jump off of this, I know you've been in the live chat, but as soon as we go off live, just throw us a comment, whatever comment you want. the good, the bad, the ugly, that's fine. That also helps us a lot as well. Trying to think if there's anything else I can think of. We do have memberships if you're willing to join. It should be in the links in the in the description page. It's the pregnancy. I have like these weird hiccup burp things after I eat now. It's not fun. But yeah, so go ahead and become a member. There'll be extra content for you, and we'll try to have like members only chats. But
yeah. Awesome. Tyler, I don't like how you're being so negative on Texas. I'm not trusting it. It's a reverse jinx thing you have going on here, but I do appreciate it, man. Come back Monday. Would love to kind of hear your input on everything with Ghost. You're awesome. Thanks for ending the show as always. Hopefully, y'all guys have a great week. God bless y'all again. As we have found out in the last few years or months in our family and just overall in general, if you have people, your loved ones still around, make sure to talk to them, reach out to them while you can, and just be nice to each other. Thank you all very much. You'll have a blessed week. We'll see you. Actually, we'll see you Saturday after the Kent State game, and then next Monday for OU Texas. You guys rock. Boomer.